Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Durag D, back at it again with dudes in love with football, the DILF podcast. Man, thanks for joining me. I appreciate everybody. Let's get right into it, man. Let's not waste any time. We're going through our top 10 NFL storylines for the 2025-2026 season. Let's start out with number 10, the NFC North race. Now, you could easily say that this is higher than number 10 because this might be the only division in the entire league where I could legitimately make a case for every single team to win it, right? Last year the Lions went 15-2. They were arguably the best team in the NFL. Uh, uh, you got the Vikings who were kind of surprising. What they go 14-3, something like that. Yeah, they went 14-3, and then you got the Packers who won 11 games, and then you got the Bears who won 4 or 5, but they might be the most improved team in the entire league. Like they going out, they got a new head coach, Ben Johnson. Their offense was horrific last year. Shane Waldron was trash. I don't know why they hired him in the first place, but that is what it is. But I mean, the Bears that they get Ben Johnson, Caleb going into his second year, Swift second year in the system. Same with DJ Moore and Rome Odunze just take another step. They drafted Luther Burden and Colston Loveland. They bolstered the offensive line. So they should 100% be a better team. And their defense was pretty solid last year. One of the better ones in the league. So I could easily see the Bears. Okay, I don't know about easily see the Bears winning the division, but I can 100% see them winning 10, 11, 12 games and being right in the mix for winning the division. The Packers, they just keep chugging along. And I'm not the biggest Jordan Love guy, but they have a very balanced roster, one of the better defenses in the league. They got one of the better running games in the league. Now, their receiver situation isn't great, but you got to remember, too, Jordan Love was banged up a little bit last year. He had that ankle injury in week one where it looked a lot worse than it actually was. He ended up missing 2 weeks. They had to put in Malik Willis. And he was banged up for a lot of the year, and he was a lot more turnover prone last year than he was his first year. So, I mean, Christian Watson probably going to miss all, if not a lot, of the season. But they draft Matthew Golden, who I'm not a big fan of, to be quite honest with you. I do think he'll probably be a bust just because, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan. But, I mean, they always find a way to win double-digit games. And I do believe in Matt LaFleur. I think he's one of the better coaches in the league. And I haven't looked at everyone's schedule, but I mean, they should be right in the thick of it. You know what I'm saying? Like 10, 11, 12 wins. They should be right there competing for the division. Now you get to the Vikings. Now, the Vikings might be a team that can fall off, especially with the Justin Jefferson hamstring injury going on right now. I know it may or may not be something that lingers into the season or causes him to have a slow start or anything like that. You got the Jordan Addison legal issues. He could get suspended and reprimanded, fined, and stuff like that. So, I mean, if Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison are going to be missing time and you got a rookie quarterback, now you're starting to see where we could get some of that step back from the Vikings because I love Kevin O'Connell as an offensive coach. Their defense was really, really good last year. It was one of the best in the league, especially when it comes to generating pressure. Um, so the Vikings, it really just all comes down to the health and availability of Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, and do you believe in J.J. McCarthy or not? I believe in Kevin O'Connell enough to believe in J.J. McCarthy, but if it was any other head coach, I don't know if I would believe in J.J. McCarthy. Like if he played for the Browns, the Steelers, a lot of other teams, I would 100% not believe in him. But I believe in Kevin O'Connell. He's gotten the most out of guys like Joshua Dobbs and Sam Darnold, Kirk Cousins. So I feel like I got no choice but to kind of believe. And then you get to the Lions, who obviously won the division last year. Like I said, one of the best teams in the league, won 15 games, franchise record. Got bounced by my Commanders in the playoffs. Jaden Daniels did it to them, you know what I'm saying? But they're still a great team. They'll have one of the better offenses in the league. Their defense is built on pressure. Let's see if they get Aiden Hutchinson back, see how healthy he is. Because he was on a historic pace when it comes to pressures. Like he had a crazy amount of pressures in the 6 or 7 whatever games he played last year before he broke his fibula. So you get Hutchinson back. They Terrion Arnold going into his second year. They brought in DJ Reed or DJ Reader from the Jets, the corner. So I do believe that Brian Branch still there. We'll see about Aiden Hutchinson, obviously. I mean, they still got Gibbs and Monty and Amon-Ra and Laporta and J-Mo. So, I mean, this team should still be putting up fireworks. Now, we'll see if they're going to be averaging 35 points a game or whatever they averaged last year. I highly doubt that, but they should still be right in the thick of things when it comes to winning the division. Now, if you made me pick who was going to win the division, it would probably be the Lions, just because the Bears, I got to see it. I believe in the phrase, you are what you are until you aren't. You know what I mean? Like, the Bears are trash until they aren't. You got to show me. I'm not just going to pick you for no reason just because I think you got potential. I always thought, even pre-draft, I thought Jaden was better than Caleb Williams. I really did, and I still feel that way. So, Caleb's got to show me something for the Bears. They got to show me that they can develop quarterbacks. Their entire history as a franchise, they've not been able to develop a single quarterback. And I like Justin Fields. I still do. So they got to prove it to me. So like I said, I probably got the Lions win the division, but do not be surprised if they got 3 teams making the playoffs again, and don't be surprised if they got 4 in the running. So let's move on to number 9. We can talk about some bounce back teams. First bounce back team I think we need to talk about is the Bengals. Now, they've had a lot of drama this offseason with, are we going to pay Chase? Are we going to pay Higgins? Now we got the whole Shamar Stewart saga and the Trey Hendrickson saga. I don't even know if Trey Hendrickson's going to play for them. But if he doesn't, there's no way these guys make the playoffs. There's no way. There's just no way. The division's way too hard. They got the Ravens and the Steelers. Say what you want about the Steelers, but they'll win 9 games at least, bare minimum. Like, it's fate. You know what I mean? Like, it's fate. They'll win 9 games. Bengals are always starting off slow. They started off 0-3 last year against not great comp. You know what I mean? It was the Patriots. You lost to the Patriots, really? And then, Jaden Daniels did it to them too. But they got to start off faster. I can't believe in the defense. They lost an NFL record. I think it was like 8 games where they scored 25 more points. They lost more points than any team in NFL history where they scored over 30. Defense is cooked. It's cooked. I just can't. Obviously, I'm an LSU fan. I love Joe Burrow. I love Jamar Chase. They're the best combination of football right now. But it don't matter if you can't get stops. Like, you turn the ball over once, you're cooked. You punt one time, you're cooked. You got it. It feels like you can't make a mistake on offense, and that's not the way to play. So I got the Bengals probably missing the playoffs again. Honestly, I don't see a bounce back for them. Now let's move on to the Cowboys. Now, as much as I hate the Cowboys, I keep it a buck. I keep it a bean. I keep it 100. I don't understand all the Cowboy hate. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dak is a top 10 quarterback to me, or if not 10, he's probably 11. And he just needs to stay healthy, really. They got him George Pickens. Hopefully hopefully for their sake, Trevon Diggs is a little more healthy off that ACL. Him and Deron Bland should be one of the better corner duos in the league. Micah Parsons, obviously one of the best pass rushers in the league. Now, I don't know about that contract situation with him and Jerry fighting, arguing, going to the media, blah, blah, blah. Jerry's saying some weird stuff, though, like, what if he gets hit by a car? Like, what? What are you saying? Like, you're not going to pay him because he might get hit by a car? Okay. But the Cowboys are in a tough division, too. I mean, they got to see Washington twice. They got to see the Super Bowl champ Eagles twice. The Giants should be improved. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Like, as a Commanders fan, I think the Giants might be one of the most slept-on teams in the league. Their defense should be, their D-line, Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau. You say what you want about him. Top 5 pick. Abdul Carter. Bro, that D-line. They were already one of the best teams at getting pressures last year. They might lead the league in sacks. And that's why I'm so glad. Like, I'm so glad that the Jags moved up for Travis Hunter, because if the Giants got Travis Hunter in the secondary along with that, even if you don't have Abdul Carter, man, whew. But I think their secondary will be probably a reason that their defense isn't as good as it should be, and I just don't know if I believe in the quarterback position. So, Cowboys, I think they'll be right in the mix of things as long as Dak stays healthy. I think they'll be a borderline playoff team, probably a wild card. I don't think they'll win the division. Ironically, for like the last 20 years, the NFC East has had a different winner like every single year. No one has been able to repeat. So if we're going off history, the Eagles won't win it, but I just don't see the Cowboys winning it either. And as long as they've got Jerry Jones as their owner, they ain't winning Jack Diddley. Now let's go ahead and move on to the San Francisco 49ers. This team here has the widest range of outcomes in the entire league. This team could legitimately be in the Final Four, go to the championship game, be the number one seed, or they could completely like get a top five pick. I'm not joking because it's all health based. Right now, they have so much. They lost Debo Samuel, Ricky Pearsall, banged up. Brandon Ayuk has literally no timetable to come back. We have no idea when this man's coming back. Juwan Jennings is saying, give me a contract or trade me. CMC, how many games is he going to play? I have no idea. And last year, when Brock Purdy didn't have all his weapons, he didn't look the same, and the defense didn't look the same either. And they lost multiple defenders, Talanoa Hufanga, Javon Kinlaw, Dre Greenlaw. I don't know, man. I don't know. But their schedule, though, is so easy. Like, if they're healthy, they could easily win 12, 13 games, 100%. But they're saying CMC's healthy right now. I don't know how much I believe in that. I don't know. I don't believe in their division, to be quite honest with you. I believe in the Rams. I think the Rams are a threat. I don't believe in the Cardinals. I don't believe in Kyler Murray. He's got to show me. And I don't believe in the Seahawks whatsoever. I don't believe in Sam Darnold. I don't believe in that offense. I just don't. So I think the Niners could be a surprise team if people actually think that they're just not good anymore. They could definitely surprise some people. Now let's move on to the Miami Dolphins. And this will be the last bounce back team we talk about. I mean, the Dolphins might be getting a little slept on too. I think Tua gets a lot of unnecessary hate. I like Tua. I've liked Tua since he was at Bama. I actually wanted the Washington Commanders to draft Tua at number 2 overall when they took Chase Young. I was not a Chase Young guy back then. I thought he reminded me way too much of Jadeveon Clowney. And I was right. So, but, I mean, Herbert would have been the guy, not Tua anyway in that draft. But I think Tua gets a little too much hate. Yeah, he's got the concussion problems. They need to protect him more. But at the same time, I think he's still one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league. He is a lollipop thrower. He doesn't really have a lot of velocity, but any type of touch pass, he's there. That's him, for sure. I mean, they traded away Jonnu Smith. I love Devon A-Chain. They lost Mostert, who was banged up all last year anyway. Jalen Wright's going into his second year. Tyreek Hill, let's see if he can keep his head on straight, if he wants to even be in Miami anymore, if he'll be healthy, because last year he was dealing with a wrist injury, and he couldn't even hit 1,000 yards in 17 games, which is really, really crazy. And honestly, I mean, even if Tua does go down, say what you want, but Zach Wilson is the backup, and he's not good. Don't get me wrong, but he's better than Skylar Thompson and the other guys that they were throwing out there. So I got a little more faith if Tua goes down, they can win a game or two, but it all comes down to the health of Tua. We'll see if Jalen Waddle can have a bounce back. He missed a game or two last year. He was banged up. I feel like he's been banged up ever since he had that elite season a couple years ago where he had like 1,400 yards. He's been banged up ever since. And I think Jalen Waddle's a little overrated, to be honest. I think he's just fast. I don't know. It doesn't seem like a route runner, a separator. He just seems fast. You know what I mean? And I think if this team can't at least make the playoffs, I think Mike McDaniel will start to be on the hot seat for sure. Let's move on to number 8 and talk about a play that was almost banned but is back for at least one more year, and that's the tush push. Let's see. Obviously, it's going to be back this year, 100%, no doubt about it. But let's see if there's any teams that can stop it. Like, are people going to construct the roster differently? Are they going to run different plays? Because I'm in the boat of don't ban it. I don't want to see it banned when nobody can stop it. You know, it's almost like when Tom Brady was retiring, I don't want to see him go out on top. I want to see somebody make him retire. You know what I mean? I want to see people put an end to the tush push, just like they've done with a lot of other stuff that seemed unstoppable at the time. Remember the Wildcat? When people were running the Wildcat, people had no answer for a while. And then it got old. Nobody runs anymore because it doesn't work. And I don't think the tush push will be the same just because the personnel, they got an elite offensive line. Jalen Hurts squats like 600-something pounds. It'll be tough for sure. But it'll be interesting to see how long this tush push does survive because, I mean, they're going to have to squeeze every drop out of that because if it's banned after this year and they can't win anymore, it's going to be tough. But I think even if it does get banned, if I'm an Eagles fan, I wouldn't be really like worried or anything because you still got Saquon in the lead offensive line and Jalen Hurts to do QB sneaks, even if it's not a tush push. So moving on into number 7. I can't count. Moving on to number 7. Let's talk about the Browns QB situation and talk about Shedeur Sanders. So I mean, we all obviously saw. Everyone thought, Shedeur was going to be a first round pick. I didn't think he was worthy of a top 3, top 5 pick or anything like that. But I certainly thought he was worth a first round pick. I thought he was better than Tyler Shough and Dylan Gabriel and the other quarterbacks that went ahead of him. I was like, Jackson Dart, are we for real? For real? Like when Dart went ahead of him, I wasn't too surprised. But then when Tyler Shough, I was like, okay, I don't know. This is new to me. This is crazy. Tyler Shough. And honestly, that's probably the best thing for Shedeur because now expectations are going to be low. If he was like the 3rd pick overall, people would be expecting him to come in and be a Jaden Daniels type, do some Joe Burrow rookie season, some Dak Prescott rookie season, Justin Herbert rookie season type stuff. And I don't think that the Browns are a great organization. I don't think he has great weapons, great help, or anything like that, especially with Quinshon Judkins and his situation. He's literally the only draft pick unsigned at this point because he's got legal issues going on. And the running game will be suspect. I don't believe in Jerry Jeudy as a wide receiver 1. I mean, they don't even have Elijah Moore anymore. I do like Cedric Tillman, not gonna lie. I like David Njoku. So they got some solid weapons, but I don't think they have a real number 1 for him. I don't think they have a running game that he can rely on. Now, the one thing he probably will be able to rely on is that defense because it should be pretty good again. Myles Garrett's back. Denzel Ward, one of the best corners in the league, one of the most underrated corners in the league as well. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, one of the most underrated defenders in the league. They drafted Mason Graham, so their D-line should be stacked. It should be very, very nice. But I just don't know if it matters in the end because, A, what are the expectations for the Browns? I mean, if they're over-unders at 5.5 wins, I'm taking the under. I don't think they'll win 6 games. I really don't. In a tough division where literally every other team is, at least on paper, better than them right now. And they'll probably have a top 5 pick again next year. They probably will. And they seem like a team that's absolutely stuck, too, because they have to pay Deshaun. They can't do anything with that right now. They got Flacco and Pickett and Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel. Whew. They just feel stuck. Like Nick Chubb got hurt. He's gone. He's in Houston now. Quinshon Judkins, one of the most talented backs in this draft. You draft him, and now he's got trouble. You don't even know when he's coming, if he's coming. Dylan Sampson was your fifth round rookie who was nice at Tennessee, but, we'll see. He's a little smaller. Then you got Jerome Ford, who's, solid depth, but he's not an RB1. Jeudy, I don't believe, is a wide receiver 1. I think Jameis just airing it out because they were the most pass-happy team in the league last year because they were losing a bunch, and Jameis is just chucking it all over the field. I think that inflated Judy's numbers. I don't think he's actually as good as he put on paper last year. So, I mean, it'll be tough, man. It'll be tough. It's got to be tough being a Browns fan. But, hey, I mean, at least you guys got Ohio State, right? Now, moving on into number 6. Let's talk about the young QBs in the league. There's a lot of talented young QBs in the league. And let's see if these guys can take a step forward, man, because right now we've got a unanimous top 4, and then it's just a crapshoot after that. It's in any order you want. Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Lamar. And then it's who's going to step up after that, right? Stafford's getting old. Aaron Rodgers is old. They used to be elite. Russell Wilson's old. He used to be elite. He used to be in that top 5. Brady's obviously gone. Deshaun's just complete trash now. He used to be top 5. Like, who's going to step up and be that unanimous top 5? Is it going to be Jaden? Is it going to be Jalen Hurts? Is it going to be C.J. Stroud? I don't think it'll be C.J. Stroud, personally. C.J. Stroud just, I don't know what they're doing in Houston. Like, he got sacked so many times last year, had no protection, and their answer to the problem was, Let's trade away our best lineman to the Commanders and get Kenyon Green from the Eagles, and let's draft a rookie and just run it back. We're gonna lose Stephon Diggs. We'll just let him walk, and we'll take Christian Kirk, and we'll draft 2 receivers. Like, I just don't get it, man. Like, CJ's the whole franchise. He was Jaden Daniels before Jaden Daniels, and now he had a sophomore slump. And I don't even think it was his fault. I think the protection was horrible. Nico went on IR. He was an absolute monster before he got hurt. He was one of the best receivers in the league. I mean, Diggs tore his ACL. Tank Dell underperformed for the entire year. And then finally, when he was actually turning up, he got hurt. So, and Tank Dell might miss the entire season. It's just tough sledding down there in Houston right now. But lucky for them, their division is trash, and they'll probably win it again. Now, the other guy in their division, Trevor Lawrence. This guy right here. It might be make or break for Trevor Lawrence, man, because when he was coming out of college, he was supposed to be him. He was supposed to be the next thing. He was supposed to be the next Andrew Luck, the next John Elway, the next Peyton Manning. And he's just not. He's just not. Whether you want to say it's injuries. Now, I'll completely throw his rookie season out the trash. Urban Meyer set him up for failure at every step. He gets a pass from me. But every subsequent year, especially after that playoff win, he's done nothing to prove that he was worth the hype, that he was worth the contract that he got either. Because he's one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. Guy's got 1 playoff win. Can he even win his division? He's not even the best quarterback in his division anymore. That's C.J. Stroud. And if he keep playing, Cam Ward might come up and take it. So, I mean, Brian Thomas Jr. is a stud. They got Travis Hunter, who I believe in as a receiver. If they're going to play him at receiver, he's going to be elite. I think he'll be better than Brian Thomas as a receiver flat out. But I think they just had another corner get hurt. So they need secondary help too. So I think they'll actually have Travis Hunter playing a decent amount. But Trevor Lawrence, man, it's really now or never. Like, put up or shut up at this point. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe if he can stay healthy, that the Jags have a chance to win the division, and he's got a chance to silence the haters for sure. Now, Bryce Young, this dude, bro, this dude here, bro. At the beginning of the year, he was so like. He was putting up stat lines that I swear to God, I've never seen in my life. Like, this man was completing 17 passes for like 90 yards. I've never seen it. Like, wouldn't you think that if you complete 17 passes, like a guy might break a tackle and go for 20? Like, 17 passes completed for like 87 yards. It was absolutely insane. Every time I would see his weekly line for passing yards, like 180, I'm smashing the lower. It was like a gimme pick. Like, dude was. I don't know what the problem was, but he was the definition of the worst I've ever seen. For a while, it still looks bad. That trade that they made to move up, giving up DJ Moore and basically Caleb Williams for him, it looks horrible. It might be the second worst trade in the history of the NFL besides the Deshaun trade, but I honestly believe in Bryce. I've got him in a few dynasty leagues. I believe in Bryce. I like the talent. I think he's got a good attitude about him. You know, you don't hear about him in the papers. He's never complaining. And they... as much trash as the Panthers are, you can at least say that they're trying. You know, they traded away CMC, Chuba Hubbard is solid. They signed Miles Sanders, who's god awful, but at least they tried. They drafted Jonathan Mingo early second when they didn't have a first. They moved up for Xavier Legette, who's banged up. They brought in Adam Thielen. Now they draft Tedro McMillan. I mean, they've brought in like 4 new receivers since Bryce has been there. So I don't want to hear that they're not surrounding them with help. They're at least trying. Now, the offensive line is actually pretty good. Good running game. Don't be surprised if the Panthers are in the mix for that NFC South. Do not be surprised. I'm telling you right now. Don't be surprised. I like Bryce to take a step forward this year and shed that bust label that he had. Now, a guy that probably won't shed that bust label is Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson, man, I want to root for the guy so bad. I really do. But when this man went on national TV in a post-game interview and said I was too tired to go to the next play, I'm out. I'm out. It's just not the attitude you want from a franchise quarterback. And he's going to be the reason why Justin Fields types don't get second chances or don't get third chances because he's awful. Like, this man's completing like 47% of his passes. I've never seen completion that low. You can't hit half of them. And the most frustrating thing is, if you watch the games, this dude will drop back and hit Alec Pierce from 60 on a dime. Like, his deep ball is one of the best in the league, no question about it. But this dude can't hit a 5-yard slant. This dude can't even hit a screen pass. Like, the dude is 100% from half court, but can't hit a layup. It's so weird. Like, he just needs to get back to the basics, get back to the fundamentals, and I think they need to let him run a little more too. Honestly, they need more design runs, but at the same time, they need to get him more weapons. Like Tyler Warren, I'm not a big Michael Pittman fan. I don't think he's a wide receiver one. I honestly think Josh Downs is better than Michael Pittman, straight up, just talent, pound for pound. I think Alec Pierce is one of the most underrated players in the league, one of the most underrated receivers for sure. So, I mean, they could use another receiver one. I think they still need a guy. They kind of feel like the Packers receiver wise. Like, they got a bunch of wide receiver two types, but no alpha. So, I don't want to put all the blame on Anthony Richardson because Jonathan Taylor's been banged up. AR himself has been banged up. So, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but it's just hard when you can't hit a screen pass. Like, how can you be a franchise quarterback and you can't screen? And now Caleb Williams. He's got no excuses either. You got DJ Moore, who he's not top 10 or anything, but he's a very good wide receiver one in this league. Rome Odunze, a top 10 pick. You got Luther Bird now, another special talent. And you got Colston Loveland and Cole Kmet with an improved offensive line in DeAndre Swift and Ben Johnson. No excuses, bro. If they don't average, I don't know, like 28 points a game, it's a huge disappointment. If they don't make the playoffs, it's a huge disappointment. If Caleb Williams doesn't throw for, I don't think the Bears have ever had, they either haven't had someone throw for 30 touchdowns or haven't had somebody throw for 4,000 yards. He needs to do one of those this year. He needs to either throw for 4,000 or pass for 30 touchdowns. No question about it. And I think he can. And I honestly don't think he was as bad as people make it out to seem, because as bad as the offense was with Shane Waldron and that horrific offensive line, he only had 6 interceptions. He didn't turn the ball over as much as he probably should have behind that horrible offensive line. Now, he was playing a little too much hero ball last year, in my opinion, running around. Just live to play another play. Throw it away. Go down. Don't be trying to break 10 tackles and run around. This isn't USC anymore, bro. This isn't Oklahoma. You can't do that. Not in the NFL. Moving on into our top 5. Touch on it a little bit, but Travis Hunter, man. I'm so excited, bro. I love seeing unprecedented stuff, man. How much are we going to see Travis Hunter on offense and defense? Is it possible that this man wins Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year? Could you imagine that? That would be absolutely nuts. Like, the implications on this is going to be so crazy because everyone plays both ways in high school. Some guys do it in college, but to do it in the NFL, there's zero chance. He can't play 100%. He's not playing every snap on both sides. That's just not possible. He'll either die by week 3 or he'll die by week 5. Like, there's no way he has that endurance. He can take that type of beating. It's just not possible. So, I don't know if they're going to do 50-50 or if he's going to play mainly offense, sprinkling on defense, play mainly defense, sprinkling on offense. But that's what I'm excited to see, man. This dude is an elite corner and an elite wide receiver prospect. And I can't wait to see how valuable he is to that team. Like, in fantasy, could you imagine that IDP league, this guy's over getting pick sixes and touchdowns and tackles and the same PBUs in the same game, man? Like, that could be cheat code. That could be cheat code for fantasy. And it could be cheat code for real life, bro. Like, just think of the possibilities. Like, I'm just thinking so far down the road, receivers are getting $40 million. And now corners are starting to get up into $30 million. So, I mean, if this guy's truly a two-way star, like, what does his contract look like? Because if he's a corner and a receiver, is he like, man, it's just crazy to think like we've never seen this before. We've never seen this before. And it's going to be so interesting to see how much he plays both ways and how much of an impact he can really make in the league playing both ways. Now, moving on to numero cuatro. Is the running back position back for real? Or was that like a fluke? Because last year, running backs were more effective than ever, and they were healthier than ever. Not a lot of running backs got hurt last year. Now, obviously, guys like CMC, Joe Mixon make some time. But for the most part, like all the old guys that you thought would get hurt, Derrick Henry, you know, Alvin Kamara was relatively healthy. Josh Jacobs was healthy. Uh, I know Tony Pollard was banged up, but even he switched teams and he had 1,000 yards. Like all of the running backs that switched teams were really freaking good. Derrick Henry, Saquon, Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard. I mean, it was just nice. And then we had even like breakouts, like Chase Brown was really good after Zach Moss got hurt. Like it's just crazy. Like I think running the football became more valuable last year. Like you look at the Eagles, obviously they won the bowl purely running the ball, purely running the ball. Now in the Super Bowl, Saquon wasn't great, but all year long, obviously, he went for 2,000 yards. He was the heartbeat of the offense. He was the most valuable player on that offense, in my opinion. He was the straw that stirred the drink. And, you know, I can't say the same for Derrick Henry just because Lamar was absolutely unreal. 41 touchdowns and 4 picks is something I don't think we'll ever see again. And especially when you add on that nearly 1,000 yards rushing and what do you have, like 6 rushing touchdowns. I mean, Lamar is absolutely unreal. But it's just crazy to see. Like just a couple years ago, people were saying, "Oh, running back is dead. It's a dime a dozen. Just draft a guy in the 5th, 6th, 7th round, get him on a cheap rookie deal. You don't have to pay any of these running backs." That's why they let Saquon go. That's why they let Josh Jacobs go. That's why they let Derrick Henry go. They didn't think they were worth it, and literally all 3 of those teams made the playoffs, and all the teams that they left didn't. And it's crazy. Now, obviously, it's not a 1-to-1. It's not like Josh Jacobs would have took the Raiders to the playoffs or anything like that, but they legit had like 1,300 yards rushing as a team, which is horrible, like really, really bad. And that's why they drafted Genty. And you could tell me Genty's better than Josh Jacobs, that's fine. But I mean, just look at the running backs. We had 2 running backs go in the first round. Genty went top 6. Genty went top 6. Amari Hampton 22 overall after the Chargers had already signed Najee Harris. Now, Najee Harris had that firework accident. We'll see what Amari Hampton can do. Because I don't know when Najee's coming back. I don't know. Like, he's got an eye injury. That's tough, man. That's tough. But we'll see. Because my favorite team, the Washington Commanders, I wanted a running back bad. I wanted Amari Hampton, Travion Henderson, Quinjon Judkins, even, Cam Scatterbo. I really wanted Bashaw Tootin late, honestly, like 4th round. I wanted Bashaw Tootin, but it just didn't happen. We got Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt, I think, in the 7th. I'm excited for him. I'm hearing good things about him. So I think the running game for the NFL will be back this year. We'll see. Like I think a teams like Minnesota with Aaron Jones, even he was great. I forgot about Aaron Jones. He was quietly great. I think he had like 1,500 total yards. No one talked about it. So, I mean, and think about all the elite rushing teams. The Eagles were one of the best teams in the league. The Lions, one of the best teams in the league. The Ravens, one of the best teams in the league. The Bills with James Cook and Josh Allen, one of the best teams in the league. The Packers, 11 wins. I mean, even the Commanders, we didn't have our running back didn't lead our team in rushing, but Jaden had almost 900. We were leading the league in rushing touchdowns for like the first 6 weeks. I mean, all the really good teams had good rushing games. You know what I mean? So I truly believe that the running game is back, and it'll be exciting to see going forward because everyone says it's a passing league. I'm interested to see how much these running backs can really carry the rock and see if they can stay healthy, man. Because I feel like that's the biggest thing is health with running backs. They just touch the ball so much, then they got to block and do all this other stuff. They just can't stay healthy. So wishing that these guys stay healthy and can prove their worth so that running backs can get paid, man. There's no reason that quarterbacks are making $60 million And now we got defenders making 40, receivers making 40, and running backs are making like 15. Like that's just crazy to me. And they touch the ball more than anybody outside of the quarterback. So I'm really excited for the running back market. See what they can do, man. See if they can get back on track and start getting paid like these other positions. Now we're moving into the top three, and 2 and 3 kind of go hand in hand. But can anybody in the AFC beat my homeboy in January? Like this dude is. It doesn't matter. Like I used to live in Kansas City. Like right when he starting his first year, and for like the next couple years, I lived in Kansas City, and it was just wild, man. Like he just can't be beat. The only two people that have beat him in the playoffs outside of Jalen Hurts in the Super Bowl, Tom Brady and Joe Burrow. That's it. And Tom Brady ain't even in the league no more, obviously. So the only two active guys are Burrow and Hurts. That's literally it. Nobody else can beat him. The AFC, he owns the AFC right now. Josh Allen 0-4. Lamar can't beat him. Burrow beat him once, got lucky, but I think he lost 2 other games to him. Like, can the Broncos step up? I mean, can the Texans? I I don't know who else can. I don't know. Like, he just owns the AFC right now, and it's crazy. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, he goes on the road, he wins. He has home field advantage, he wins. He's got a good defense, he wins. He's got no weapons, he wins. Offensive line's trash, he wins. He's going to go down as an all-timer. He's already top 5 all-time. Patrick Mahomes for sure in terms of quarterbacks. And he just proves it every year by taking out the competition. And yeah, he had a stinker in the Super Bowl, but it's hard for me to believe that anybody in the AFC can beat Mahomes right now. We could just go segue right into number 2 and talk about the AFC West, because the AFC West is getting better, no question about it. The Broncos are likely to have the best defense in the league next year. They already had one of the best defenses in the league, and then they go out and they get Talanoa Hufanga, they drive Jade Barron. I mean, they could be stacked. Like it could get scary. It could get spooky, bro. It could get spooky for real. And I like Bo Nix. He was getting a little offensive rookie of the year buzz late in the year. He threw 28 touchdowns, which was more than Jaden, almost the record. I think the record Justin Herbert was like 30 or 31. So I mean, he didn't throw any touchdowns for the first 2 weeks, so he easily could have had that record. He looked awful the first 2 weeks. I think they're another weapon away though. I like R.J. Harvey. They brought in J.K. Dobbins. If he can stay healthy, he'll be a good addition. I like Cortland Sutton, but outside of that, Marvin Mims. What's the guy's name? That Troy Franklin. Like, I just don't know if they got enough weapons. At the end of the day, they brought in Evan Ingram, obviously, to be the Joker, if you will. But I mean, can he stay healthy? Are they going to target him as much as he was targeted in Jacksonville? Because he was legit like a big slot in Jacksonville. He got so many targets, it was crazy. So, um, it'll be interesting to see if the Broncos can make some noise, win the division. The Chargers had the best scoring defense in the league last year. Now they get another weapon for Herbert. They go out, they draft Trey Harris, they draft Amarian Hampton, so the offense should be more dynamic, because it wasn't the problem. They were just efficient. Justin Herbert didn't turn the ball over. They didn't ask him to do too much. He's still one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league. So I think they can go toe-to-toe with the Chiefs, but the Raiders, I don't know about the Raiders, man. I like Genty. I don't believe in Geno. Brock Bowers is a dog, obviously. Max Crosby is a dog, obviously. They just went through that whole Christian Wilkins saga. Had to cut him because he out here goofing off. So we'll see what Tom Brady and the Raiders can do. But I think they're clearly the 4th best team in this division. But I think the Broncos, man, and those Chargers can make some noise for sure. And we saw the Chiefs look very vulnerable last year. They won a lot of one-score games off penalties with they played the Raiders, and the Raiders fumbled, got a penalty, and they won off that bull jive. They beat the Broncos on a blocked field goal. Like, they almost lost to the Panthers. They could have lost 4, 5, 6, 7 more games than they lost. But that's what good teams do. They find a way to win. And we'll see with Travis Kelce getting a year older, Rashee Rice possibly banged up to start the season. Could get a suspension as well. So it'll definitely be interesting. They lost D Hop, who wasn't doing much anyway, but it's still a body, it's still a guy. Uh, they Pacheco's gonna come off that broken leg. Hopefully he can get back up to speed because they need their running game 100%. Kareem Hunt was god awful. He was so inefficient last year. He was 2 yards in a cloud of dust. They need to get to where this offense is back being explosive, to where their defense doesn't have to shut people down all the time. Their special teams doesn't have to be great all the time, where they can actually rely on the offense. Because we all know Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, but he still needs help too. He needs help too, man. And that leads us to our number one storyline for this year. Call me what you want, man. I'm biased, but what is Jaden Daniels gonna do in year 2, man? I'm so excited to see this, man. I watched every single game last year, man. He was just magic, bro. And people say sophomore slump, but I it's hard for me to believe he's gonna have one because we beefed up the offensive line. We traded for Laramie Tunsil. We drafted Josh Connolly in the first round. He'll probably be our right tackle. Sam Cosmi is an elite right guard. Tyler Biadasz is a good center. The offensive line will be pretty good. Zach Ertz coming back. He's old as dust, but he was actually solid last year. He actually was second on our team in receiving yards. We brought in Deebo Samuel, who people saying he's fat, he's washed, all this and that, but our wide receiver 2 last year was Noah Brown, Olamide Zaccheaus, De'Ami Brown. Like, he'll be better than those guys for sure. He'll be a guy, put the ball in his hands and watch what he does. And I think he'll have a lot to prove. He's in a contract year, basically. He obviously wants another contract. He is like 29, 30, which isn't too old, but he has taken some hits. He had pneumonia last year. He was a little banged up. He had a down year. But I think the change of scenery, better quarterback, better offense, I think Deebo is going to surprise a lot of people. I don't think he'll have like the 2021 year where he went like 1,400 yards and all that, but I think he'll have over 1,000 total yards. He'll probably have like 8-ish touchdowns, and he'll be a really good contributor, especially with, because the rest of the wide receiver core is, it's Luke McCaffrey, it's Michael Gallup, it's KJ Osborne, Noah Brown is back, but he got hurt in training camp. It'll be interesting to see, man, because expectations are through the roof for Jaden. I mean, you went to the NFC Championship game. People expect you to go to the bowl now, and I think the team will be better, even if the record doesn't say so. They went 12-5 last year, but that was with a 4th place schedule. This year they'll have a 2nd place schedule. They play the entire NFC North, so the Lions, Packers, Bears, and Vikings. They play all of them. And then I forget what other division they play. Oh, yeah, I forget what other division they play. But their schedule isn't easy. It's one of the top 10 hardest, actually. They obviously got to play the Eagles and Cowboys twice, and the Giants, who I think will be underrated. But, man, Jaden Daniels is just different. He'll be in the 2nd year of this Cliff Kingsbury system. He'll be more comfortable. People got tape on him, but he got tape on people. You know what I'm saying? And he's the perfect type of dual threat quarterback, man. He can make every throw. He knows when to throw, when to run. He wants to throw. That's the beauty. He's not a guy that wants to take off. He wants to sit there and throw for 250 and 3 touchdowns and lead his team to victory. He doesn't want to run for 100 yards. But he can. He absolutely can. He'll take off on you now. You don't keep that edge, or you playing man and you got your back turned. He'll take off on you. He'll just hold his head on the goalpost from 50. Dude had 900 rushing yards, the most rushing yards in NFL history by a rookie quarterback. He did that. 5th all time in passing touchdowns for a rookie. He did that. The 5th or 6th rookie quarterback to ever start in an NFC Championship game. He did that, and he did that as the straw that stirs the drink. He ain't going for the ride. This isn't some defensive team where we couldn't stop the run to save our lives last year. One of the worst rush defenses, especially on the outside. Any type of outside zone, cooked, bro. And not only that, his defense wasn't the driving force. The running game wasn't the driving force, because guess what? Jaden Daniels led our team in rushing, 891 yards, more than Brian Robinson, more than Austin Eckler. Like, He was literally the whole team. And when he got hurt against the Panthers, man, I was holding my breath, bro. I was so sick to my stomach. Man, it was like we finally get our franchise quarterback. We finally get rid of Dan Snyder. And now he gets injured. Man, I remember last year, man, all I wanted was I didn't have any win expectations. I just wanted dude to stay healthy. Because I'm like, hey, if he could just stay healthy, I want to see what he's got. And now that I see what he's got, we need to build. We need to build around this guy. He's got untapped, unlimited potential. I legitimately think he's the fifth best quarterback in the league right now. There's no one I'd take over him outside of Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Lamar. And if we're talking playoffs, I might take him over Lamar, for real. Lamar, he's not a great playoff performer. Now, obviously, he's playing better teams. And we've only got 1 year of Jaden in the playoffs. But, I mean, when I see what I saw, I got to keep it a buck, bro. Like, Jaden Daniels could legitimately win MVP this year. He finished 7th last year as a rookie. 7th as a rookie. The NFL top 100 players is coming out right now. I'm excited to see where he ends up on that. Because last year, the players voted C.J. Stroud top 20. So Jaden Daniels got to be at least top 15, right? He was better than C.J. Stroud. So, I mean, I could honestly make a whole podcast episode just on Jaden Daniels. We're just glazing him for an hour, but man, I can't wait to see what this man does. He's brought a new type of hope to this franchise, to this fan base, because, man, I go all the way back to the RG3 days, and then we had Kirk Cousins, and I thought Kirk Cousins was one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league when we had him. He was throwing 4,000 yards and doing all type of stuff. I thought he should be making Pro Bowls. And then he goes to Minnesota, and he's fine. And then we just went through a myriad of quarterbacks from Carson Wentz, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Josh Johnson, Mark Sanchez, freaking Taylor Heineke to Sam Howell. Now we finally got our guy. We went 8 straight years with a new Week 1 starting quarterback. And guess what? For the next 8 years, we're going to have the same Week 1 starting quarterback. You know, if all goes well. You know, I pray that he just stays healthy, man. Let me go ahead and end this video. Bro, I can really talk about Jaden all day, bro. That's my guy, man. I'm hoping to see him in person this year again, because like I said, I've seen him in person before. Man, I just can't wait to see what because like let's say he just does exactly what he did last year and he goes to the NFC Championship game. Where does he rank? He's got to be firmly number 5 at that point, right? He's got to be top 5, no question. This man messes around and wins MVP or wins a Super Bowl. If he wins a bowl, he's number 2. If he wins the Super Bowl this year, I got him over Josh Allen. I got him over Lamar. I got him over Burrow. So don't let us win a bowl. You'll never hear the end of it from me. But with that being said, man, I appreciate everybody tuning in to the episode, man. Make sure you subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And our next episode will probably be ranking divisions, talking about our expectations of every division, ranking them 1 through 8, and then just having nice conversations about each and every NFL division. So I'll see you next time. Appreciate you for tuning in, and peace.